Alrighty. What is up, everybody? My camera still looks a little bit weird. I'm working with the lighting settings a little bit, but the office still isn't set up. Really, it's still a mess. Not gonna lie, I've been slacking a little bit, but you know, we all do here and there. So today we are going to be taking a look at Theros Beyond Death, trying to brew up some decks for tomorrow's live stream. The pre-release event is tomorrow. Shout out to Wizards for giving me access to that event. As always, y'all are awesome. And yeah, what's better to do the day before the event than to brew up some awesome decks for the event. So we're gonna be hopping on into it, and the one thing that I'll try and keep in mind is I want a variety of decks. I want some control, I want some aggro, I want decks of all colors, of all styles, right? They give us access to all cards from all sets, so I really want to take full advantage of that in this pre-release event. So all that being said and out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and hop right in. I think enough people have joined us and came in. So Simic control decks, is that what you're interested in, Arrow? We can definitely build some Simic control decks. I kind of want to start on a mono white weenie deck. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very excited for mono white weenie. We actually never went back and discussed all the cards fully, but I assumed as we're going out and filling in our decks, we'll sort of get a good glance at all of them. So I do already have all the other sets loaded up and ready for us to take a gander at. I'll go ahead and load up Theros on this page, and yeah, we'll be able to look at them all in order. Alright, so it is sorted alphabetically and then by color. That's how I prefer to do my assortments, and yeah, I'm gonna do a quick read through on some of these cards and we'll hop right in. So Aslid, because some of these uncommons I haven't spent too much time learning, because, well, uncommons are nice and that's fantastic and all, but you know, I've been very busy. So got the mythics, got the rares. Let's touch up on the uncommons. Lifelink, sacrifice target creature or enchantment you control gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. That seems very good for 1 mana. Gains protection, so it's not just indestructible, it's protection, which have two very different advantages. Indestructible means that those pesky board wipes won't be a problem. Protection means that any form of targeting won't be effective. So, and it's creature or enchantments, which is really interesting that you can give protection to your enchantments. I will say that. So it does cost 1 mana. It might see play in our deck. It's not a bad card. It's a creature, it has lifelink, and it has the ability to protect something. So we'll see. Archon of Falling Stars dies. You may return target enchantment from your graveyard to the battlefield. 6 mana. That's a limited card, I'm fairly sure. Also, you'll have to excuse me as I'm still a bit stopped up. Archon of Sun's Grace. I'm really excited for this card. Give me a second. Goodness gracious. Got a bit of a frog in my throat. But yeah, really excited for this card. It is a Constellation effect. We'll actually click on it so we can get a better view. Flying, lifelink. It's a Pegasus. Gives other Pegasus creatures you control lifelink, which I think there's only 4. I think there's only 4 in standard, 4 Pegasus. So not too exciting in that manner, but Constellation effect, whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, creating a 2/2 white Pegasus creature with flying is kind of nice because they automatically have lifelink, and you can kind of make an army off this. It's only 4 mana. We're definitely going to play around this. As far as it making it into our mono white weenie deck, I don't know. It's got a lot of other things it has to battle up against. So Banishing Light enters battlefield, exile target non-land permanent until Banishing Light. Okay, so this is our classic exile effect, except it hits every non-land permanent, which is kind of nice. Any permanent, artifacts, enchantments, any of that for 3 mana. So that's not bad for sure, and it's cheap too. It's uncommon, right? Enchantment enters the battlefield under your control. Tap target creature and opponent controls. That's not bad for limited. It's a bit expensive for constructed. Just gonna be honest. Commanding presence, supposed to. Oh, this was one of the cards that was released just super early. Just common damage, create a 1/1 white. +2/+2 and has first strike. I mean, it's 4 mana. It's definitely going to get played in constructed. I'll probably play it in constructed. Mono white weenie worthy? No, not really. This is what I'm excited for. Daxos and the Sun God Heliod, wherever it is. There it is. Those are the 2 cards that I'm really looking forward to building this deck around. So, whenever a creature dies, if an aura, you draw the statue, return target creature card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, that's not bad. Alright, and we have Daxos. Toughness is equal to your devotion to white, which isn't that it's a factor in the card, and it's a good factor, you know, because you can build your devotion and you can get really strong and be a good defender, whatever. But whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield or dies, you gain 1 life. That's really good, and the fact that it costs 2 white mana and it has such good stats on it, that's what's really, really awesome. Then we have this card, Daybreak Chimera, which it seems kind of bad at first because it's a 3/3 for 5 mana. But if you have 3 devotion, which you can get by turn 2 if you play Daxos and a Healer's Hawk, then this card only costs 2 mana, and then you're getting a 3/3 flyer for 2 mana, which is much better than the common value that it has, right? 3/3 mana, or 3/3 flyer for 2 mana is really, really good. Now, it does mean that you have to hit a Daxos on your turn 2. However, if you don't hit a Daxos, if you just hit another one devotion white creature, right, it's still only going to cost 3, right, because you minus it by 2, so you can still play it on turn 3. It just won't cost 2, it'll cost 3. So, why this card's a common, I don't know. It's really, really good, though. So, yeah, Daxos, Daybreak Chimera. We're going to get down to Heliod in a minute. Can attack or block, exile enchanted creature. I mean, this is going to be used in limited pretty much. And those like weird enchantment or aura based decks where it's like you need some removal and you absolutely only want to play enchantment and auras. I mean, there you go, I guess. Eidolon of Inspiration. Beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +2/+0 until end of turn. I mean, not bad for limited. I'm not gonna see too much constructive play. Eidolon of Obstruction. First strike loyalty abilities of cost 1 more to activate. This is like a really good sideboard card for sure. Main board, I don't know. I mean, I want to say no on the main board, right? But it feels like everyone's been playing Planeswalkers here recently, so 2/1 first strike's not bad for 2 mana. Yeah, it might fit its way in there, but sideboard for sure. Like, it's making its way either in the main deck or the sideboard, but Eidolon of Obstruction is really good. Elspeth Conqueror's Death. Exile target permanent opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or greater. And we have to remember this is 5 mana, so this would be like our top end. Non-creature spells your opponent casts cost 2 more to cast until your next turn. The problem with that is, 1, this card has to not get countered. 2, it has to not get destroyed after that first step. So it's like it has to survive for quite a bit on the field in order for that effect to take into effect. And return target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter or a loyalty counter on it. Now that is really good, but I don't think it's mono white weenie worthy. Matter of fact, I think this is like control. You play this in like sideboard control. Because this is a slow card, but if you have some counter spells, you have some things to defend it with. I mean, it hits hard. Not bad, but not going in our deck either, so. Oh, yeah. Some of these cards I'm looking at, and I'm like, why does that card not register? But it's because it's these, like, Planeswalker specific cards, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's why, because they don't, they don't exist in my mind. Sun's Nemesis, so this card has been around for a while. It's okay. You know? It's okay. Will it make it into our deck? I don't know. I don't know. The value on it is like, yeah. Because if you play it and you only end up getting 2 1/1s and you paid 4 mana for 2 1/1s, which is not good. Or 4 mana for 5 life, not good. Or 4 mana to get +2/+1 to 2 of your creatures for 1 turn, not good. So if it only lives 1 turn, it's not very effective. You paid a lot of mana. I don't think it's making it into our deck. Sunlit Hoplite. I still need to figure out what the hell that is. Here it is. Oh, well, that's not good. So, 3 turns, you could potentially, I mean, guaranteed if this card's still on the battlefield, you give all your creatures +3/+3, and they gain flying. Not to mention, say you just have 2 creatures. You put 2 counters on each of them. Say you just have 2 Healer's Hawks. Put 2 counters on each of them. So they're 3/3s by the time you go to activate this. And they turn into 6/6s. Or even if you don't say Healer's Hawk, say you give a land unit that, you know, that they have flying, 6/6s. That's not bad. But again, it has to survive until the 8. But at least the +2 effect is actually decent. Kind of like this. Now, granted, this little middle section, this middle ability, trash. Non-existent. But the other 2, they're okay. Limited, it's okay. But aside from that, nah. Let's see. Flicker of Fate. Sideboard card, but not bad. Or is it even really a sideboard card? It's okay. Obviously, it works well with Enter the Battlefield decks. It doesn't keep your stuff clear from board wipes. But it will, like, blank effects on it, right? On whatever creature you cast it on. It's okay. It's alright. Again, I don't think it makes it into the mono white we need, but, you know. Glory Bearers, whenever another... Okay, that's, I guess, something. Grasping Giant. Oh. That's right. I mean, obviously it's not going to make him into our mono white weenie, but still a very nice card. Heliod's Intervention. Destroy target artifacts and or enchantments. Target player gains twice X life. Maybe as a sideboard. Just because that destroy target artifacts or enchantments is great against control players, and the gaining X life is great against aggro. But if you're really just focusing on aggro yourself, gaining life seems a bit too sidestep-ish, you know? Let me search for an Aura card. Not bad in limited. Heliod's Pilgrim, not bad in limited. Heliod's Punishment. Enchant creature, I'm sorry, enters the battlefield with 4 task counters on it. Let's make this one bigger. Can't attack or block, it loses all abilities, and has tap, remove a task counter. Oh. Well, for 2 mana, you're removing a card for 4 turns. And side note, if you proliferate, you can drag that out further, which isn't bad, you know. Yeah, it's okay. On to Heliod. Legendary Sun God, 3 mana, indestructible. Comes down as a 5/5, indestructible. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature or enchantment you control. Another target creature gains lifelink until end of turn. So, yeah, devotion to white is less than 5. So you play 1 mana Healer's Hawk, you play 2 mana, what was it, Daxos, something like that. Daxos. 2 mana Daxos, you're at 3, you play Heliod, you're at 4. On the next turn, on turn 4, you can play 1 white mana thing, Heliod comes online. Like, literally as you would normally. You have your Healer's Hawk, which is going to heal, so you can put a counter. And if something dies, you get to put another counter. That doesn't seem bad. Doesn't seem bad at all. Hero of the Pride. You guys spell that targets Hero of the Pride. Creatures you control get +1/+0. Probably shouldn't have clicked on the card. Now it's just loading for forever. Idyllic Tutor. Search your library for an enchantment card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. For 3 mana? Oh, there it goes. Maybe in those real slow matches in a sideboard, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't seem too great. Who are the Winds? It's okay. Is it okay? I mean, if anything, it's just okay, so. Flash, enchant creature, gets +1/+2, not bad. I mean, for limited. Target creature is +2, if it enchanted creature. It also gains hexproof and indestructible until end turn. That's not bad. Also gains hexproof and indestructible, so it can't be targeted, and it's indestructible. What? That's really good for a common. That's really, really good. With Esper, I think. Yeah, Flicker of Fate might be good with Esper. Heliod's Intervention seems like a FU to Dance to the Minutes. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing with Heliod's Intervention. It hits Dance to the Minutes, it hits cats, it's good against aggro. It can kill gods. Well, I guess not, since it's a destroy effect. It can kill other enchantment creatures, not gods. But it does a lot, you know? It goes well up against a lot of decks, so I like this though. Karametra's Blessing. Really good. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If it's an enchanted creature or enchantment creature, it also gains hexproof and indestructible. That's fucking crazy. Buff the stats. Hexproof, indestructible, 1 mana, instant speed. What other abilities do you need? Laguna Band Storyteller. In this battlefield, you may put target enchantment card from your graveyard on top of the library. If you do, you gain life equal to its converted mana cost. You may put target enchantment card from your graveyard on top of your library. Equal to its converted mana cost. Interesting, and I'm sure someone will find a way to make it really good. Maybe. I don't know. The biggest enchantment I can think of is like Ethereal Absolution. That's still only 6 mana though. I don't know. Those are just blanks, kinda. I mean, Leonin of the Lost Bride, it's okay if your opponent's playing graveyard-based stuff. When it's done in this battlefield, create 2/1/1 white, and you gain 2 life. I mean, even that's better than Elspeth's ability. You're also gaining life. Phalanx Tactics, target creature you draw. Each other creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. That's not bad. For 2 mana, that's not bad. Reverent Hoplite enters the battlefield. Create a number of 1/1 white human creature tokens equal to your devotion to white. It's 5 mana. That's not that great, but we might build a deck around devotion things, I guess. Exile target artifact or enchantment. This is great in the sideboard. Like, fantastic. Exile target or enchantment. That's all you really need with this card. The fact that it does artifacts is nice, but it's how you kill your gods. Revoke existence. You delete them. Yeah. Sideboard, almost required sideboard, because gods are going to be pesky. Rumbling Century and battlefield scribe 1. It's a giant, so it has that going for it, but aside from that, it's a 3/6 for 5 mana that only allows you to scry 1. It is a common though, so it does as commons do, you know? Not a whole lot. Chain creature gets +1/+1. It has vigilance, escape for 1 mana. It's not terrible. Shadow the Sky. Ugh. Literally makes me want to vomit. I'm so terrified. Each player who controls a creature with power 4 or greater draws a card. Then destroy all creatures. It's it's a 4 mana wrath that isn't limited by 2 colors. Sure, it has the if player has power 4 or greater, but it makes all weenie decks obliterated, right? White, red, hits a lot of green shit that won't draw you a card. Thankfully, we have gods, right? So if they cast that and you have a Heliod, you still have a 5/5 on the board. Potentially bigger than that if you put counters on Heliod with Heliod. So, but this is still very, very scary, okay? All it requires is white mana. This means that you can play this in Selesnya, Boros, Orzhov, literally almost any color combination. It's gonna be used a whole lot. A whole lot. Sorry, I saw sunlit and I started saying lit instead of lot. Whatever. Oh, there's another Pegasus. Okay. I was like, this isn't bad. I just read the stats and I read the card and I was like, this isn't a bad Pegasus. But it's 4 mana. That's why it's bad. And in limited, this is probably fine. 4 mana for a 2/3, meh. But being able to give it vigilance and lifelink, yeah, okay. Not bad. Tarnika? Whatever. The veteran. Vigilance. Attacks, untap another target creature you control until end of turn. That creature has base, power, and toughness 4/4 and gains indestructible. This is going in our mono white weenie deck for sure. Right? You play this, it attacks, you select your healer slot. Your healer slot is now a 4/4 and indestructible. And has a pseudo vigilance effect. So, you know. The Birth of Melitus. Search the library for basic planes, reveal it between your hand and shuffle. Create a 0/4 colorless wall, artifact, creature token with defender, and 3 gain 2 life. Oh, okay. So this is a like basically just in here to proc enchantment based decks. Gaining 2 life, that's okay. Creating a 0/4 creature, yeah, that's okay. And searching for planes, make sure you don't get screwed. So yeah, it's all in all, it's not bad. And if you're playing an enchantment heavy deck, it's cheap. It gives you a defender, it gives you life, it gives you mana. Yeah, that's really good. It's really good. I don't think it makes it into our mono white. We need good. It's still pretty good. I like the way this card looks. Transcendent Envoy looks really, really cool. Aura spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. I'm trying to think of some way to break that. I'll figure it out. That seems good though. For it to only be a common as well, that's what I like to see, is like commons that you can have fun with and sort of play around with, right? Anyways, Triumphant Surge, destroy target creature with power 4 or greater, you gain 3 life. That's going to be a limited card for sure. And then last but not least, we have Victory's Envoy. 5 mana, 3/3. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. Wow. So that's top end for a mono white weenie. All right, so I think I have a fair enough assessment to go ahead and build out a deck here. So Karametra's Blessing was really, really good, right? Alcid, maybe. I'll give it a maybe. Daxos is probably making it. Eidolon might make it to the main board. We'll have to see. I don't think we want Phalanx Tactics. This is a sideboard. Heliod we're gonna want. Tarnika we're gonna want. And Daybreak Chimera we're gonna want. Sorry, by the way, someone's outside riding something, some kind of vehicle or something. What else was there? Ah, Victory's Envoy. Alright, so that puts us at 8 uniques so far. So let's see if we go 2, 2, 3. I almost want to go 4 with Heliod. It feels a bit excessive. I think 4 on Daxos is alright, because they probably will be removing a lot of them. And then you'd go like Healer's Hawk. Let's see. Ooh, Linden's not bad for gaining life. But if we're gonna be gaining that much life, let's see. Oh yeah, Karametra's Blessing hits all of our creatures too, so that's not bad. Most of them. Doesn't hit Terranica or the bottom half. What kind of auras would we want? The Johnny's Prodmate's not bad in a deck like this if we're going to be gaining a whole lot of life. Lifelink, gain life, nothing to do with life, puts counters on it whenever you gain life, and gives lifelink. This just makes your Healer's Hawk really big. This costs less. This puts counters. Maybe you don't need Victory's Envoy. And we're playing at least 20 lands, so we're really at like a 51 card deck right now. I'm gonna throw a Johnny? Ah, that'll work. We'll throw a Johnny up here for a minute. Because I don't want to encourage my bad habits. Y'all know what I mean. Oops. Oh well, that'll be alright. Y'all can't see it for the most part. What's up, Ned Fred? How you doing? Hope all is well. All is well and swell. Alright, so yeah, at least 20 lands in this deck. Do we really want the Victory's Envoy, or do we really want to make it low to the ground? Because we still have things like Venerated Loxodon as well, right? Let's see. Throne of Eldraine. This should be all sorted by color, so this should be all white. About creatures with power 3 or greater. I mean, that's good when it comes to that one chick, but... And it's good if we can put counters on her. Right? Beloved Princess could actually turn out alright if we use, like, Taranika? I don't know. If we use the Veteran, which makes her a 4/4, she can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater, then technically nothing can kill her unless it has Double Strike or Death Touch or something along those lines. And this puts counters on creatures, so again, it could build her up to where she can't be killed by things of 3 or less, right? Yeah, Beloved Princess isn't bad. Fairy Godmother's really good. Because it has the two-part effect, right? Being able to buff a creature if you don't need it immediately down, and then also coming down as a creature. So, yeah, it's pretty good. I don't think we need Giant Killer. Maybe, though. Hushbringer. Do we have Enter the Battlefield effects? If we don't have any Enter the Battlefield effects, then I think that Hushbringer would be fantastic in a deck like this, where it could actually turn off a lot of stuff for our opponents. Still be a 1/2 flying lifelinker for 2 mana. It's not bad. Shepherd of the Flock isn't bad either. It's 1 mana instant speed, saves your god. Alright, so cards I want to keep note of from Eldraine. Shepherd of the Flock and the Fairy Godmother, whatever it is. Yeah. For sure those two. Hushbringer. All those are really good. Core set 2020. We have Apostle of Purifying Light, which is an okay sideboard card, I suppose. You also have brought back to potentially save your god, right? Oh, but it's from the graveyard, and since the gods have to be exiled, I guess not, huh? Devout Decree is sideboard worthy for sure. Two mana 1/1 with double strike. It's interesting because if we do enchant it with an aura, then Kara Metra's Blessing will work on giving it hexproof and indestructible. But it kind of requires a lot to go in it, so maybe not. God's Willing is always nice. Impassioned Orator. I mean, it's not bad. Kind of doubles up on Daxos' effect, and it's good with Heliod, but aside from that, not too much going for it. Little Pegasus is just a solid body, like a solid amount of damage, and it's cheap. You know what you could do, actually? Oh, no, that's Eldraine. Because I forgot about Sephira. Let's see. Oh, and there's Starfield Mystic as well. Which actually makes your gods cost one less. Right, so if we played that on turn... Well, it'd only make it cost 2, so there's no real point in that. But yeah, we could go for like a Sephira mono white weenie flyer deck with Loyal Pegasus and like Tomik in there to help boost our devotion. We already have the Daybreak Chimera, so there's flyers. And then what is that ability that it like buffs all your flyers or something? Was it in this set? I want to say it was in core set 2020, but let me double check. Some of y'all will know what I'm talking about. Not Inspired Charge. It like buffed all your flyers specifically. Was it War of the Spark? Yeah, Rally of Wings. Creatures you control with flying get +2/+2 and untap all creatures you control. Which is better than an Inspired Charge in a Flyers only deck. Let's I have so many branching ideas now that it's like I don't even know. We can try finishing out this mono white weenie deck, and then we'll move on to the mono white flyer since it's fresh on my mind. There's Grateful Apparition, which allows us to proliferate, so it's not a bad card. It gets to proliferate anytime it attacks a planeswalker or a player, so let's get him Blackblade, which is a 4/4 creature. Gideon might not be bad in this because it's another indestructible thing. Let's see. Tithe Taker, not bad. And then what do we have in Guilds of Ravnica? It's old set. Healer's Talk. 100 Witness. Venerated Loxodon. Alright, tell you what. Let's get all these out. Let's take all those out. Take all those out just for the time being. Take all those out. I got the Daxos. Okay, so Heliod, Healer's Talk, Darnica, Daybreak, was it Dominique? 2/3 flying. Loyal Pegasus. Oh, just 4 copies. Alrighty. Let's see. Can I go here? Flying. X-nay that. Standard. And we'll do it by CMC. Oops. There we go. Alright, so yeah, Fairy Godmother would be great in that deck. Rally of Wings. And if we play 20 lands, we're at 58 cards. Or no, we're at 48 cards. I'm sorry. Hushbringer. Sephara. Definitely gonna make it in there. Alright, let's look at our deck. Healer's Talk, Loyal Pegasus, Fairy, Simic. And then you would want something to stop board wipe or removal or something along those lines. What would be our best bet? You have Unbreakable Formation, which could protect everything. We essentially have 7 more cards we could play. I mean, Hanged Executioner is not bad. Let's see what y'all are saying. Flower buff is blue-white. Rally of Wing Spark. Kind of tough to switch this one to be a flyers. We can see your face that Johnny isn't hiding you. Can you really? This doesn't work? Oh well. Nice debuff, maybe just sideboard. Maybe. Archon's okay. Boom. Let's see, we had in 20 lands, we're at 56 cards. God's Willing is okay, but it just protects one thing, and Unbreakable Formation is a little slow, but it can protect everything. This deck really doesn't have any card draw either. Is there some draw spells I'm not thinking of? Like how can we draw in mono white? Or do we even need to draw? Could just play Conclave Tribunal. Have some removal of our own. What do y'all think? Dawn of Hope? Yeah, Dawn of Hope is good. It's just, it's a little slow. Costs a lot. Dawn of Hope, Angel of Vitality. The Angel of Vitality, though, it's fighting with these other really good 3-drops. Dawn of Hope could swing its way in. Oh, it's right there, actually. I don't even have to search for it. Yeah. Then we can just do planes. Curve doesn't seem bad. Alright. So there's that. I'm not going to worry about labeling the tags and all that. We can do that later. Let's go back to Deck Builder. Now, if I wanted to do mono white weenie, what's some cheap, hard-hitting mono white cards? Beloved Princess isn't bad, honestly. Gotta be something I'm missing here, yeah. What? Why is it saying there are 0 enchantments? Alright, well, I don't know what I did different, but there we go. This is so costly, but I want to use it. Like, fuck, how can I use this effectively? Ooh, that's the answer. And you know what? I think we do. Oop. I think we do still play Healer's Hawk. Oh, wait a minute. Let me check out the stats. I'm just afraid this bottom end isn't going to be enough. Maybe. We'll probably edit these decks a bit more once we get into it. Alright, now let's move on from these mono white decks, shall we? Spent enough time there. Let's move on to blue. The Envoy seems slow. It really does. It really does. No Aura Reducer. I probably will do that, Willie Smith. That sounds like a fun deck. Let's build a Gary deck? Sure. Sure, if you wanna. Raptured, enters Idaho tapped. Doesn't untap during your untap. You control. So you get 2 creatures from this one creature. A 3/2 and a 2/3. It's very interesting. Spell, can't cast spells with the same name as the exiled card. Ashiok's Erasure. Oh. Oh, this card's gonna hit too. I feel like life will last for each enchantment you control. Brine Giant. A blue giant. Wow. Equal to your devotion to blue. Well, you can get a lot of devotion in blue. Creatures and enchantments you control have spells your opponents cast that target this permanent cost 1 more to cast. This is very interesting. And semi-good. Oh, it's a demigod! Huh. I really like this card. So there's a lot of mono blue stuff you can work with. And making things cost more works well in the favor of like quenches and things of that nature. Really like that card. Change memory, that's bad. Deny the divine. Counter target creature or enchantment spell if that spell is counter exile. I mean, it's good and limited against the gods. Draw 3 cards. Idolin of Philosophy. Draw a card, then discard a card. Not too great. 2 mana, draw a card, escape. Okay. So far, blue has had one pretty interesting card. I like this. Kiora, Best to See God. Really like this. Create an 8/8 blue Kraken. We'll enlarge it for y'all. Tap all non-land permanents. Target opponent controls. They don't untap. Gain control of target permanent and opponent controls. Untap it. This is really nice. So we're gonna be figuring out a way out to play that for sure. Whoa, this is a saga with 4 lore steps on it. Scry 2, choose a card name. When you cast a spell with the chosen card name for the first time this turn, draw 2 cards. Look at the top card of each player's library. Very interesting. Memory draining, counter target spell, scry 2. Nadir Kraken, another card I'm interested in. Whenever you draw a card, you may pay 1. If you do, create it, or put a +1/+1 counter on Nadir Kraken and create a 1/1 blue tentacle creature token. So, definitely seems up my alley. As long as it's not your turn, spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. You're talking about a Simic Flash? Here you go. Need of Hidden Coves. Now granted, it is 3 mana to cast this. Enchant creature enchantment. Enchanted permanent is an enchantment and loses all other card types. Okay. I mean, it deals with gods. It's very strange. I mean... very strange. Very, very strange. Because you don't get the counters here. I don't think you get hexproof here because it has this ability. It doesn't have the hexproof ability, it has this ability, right? I guess it could have both abilities. I don't know. Flash Defender 05. Big old turtle. I love it. Sage of Mysteries. Whenever enchanted is about funding control, target player puts top 2 cards of the library into their graveyard. So another card for milling. Turn for 3 target creatures and or enchantments to their owner's hand. Sea God Scorn. Serpent of Yawning Depths. Your control can't be blocked except by... well, that's interesting. So this does include the Nadir Kraken. You might could do a Kraken, Serpent, Leviathan, Octopus, Tribal. Maybe. You know, keep returning one other target enchantment you control to his own his hand. The beginning of your upkeep? I mean, it's interesting. It works well with Constellation decks. Maybe. Shoal Kraken. Draw a card, discard a card. Yeah, look at these Krakens. You could build a Kraken deck for sure. Tap target creature, it doesn't untap during its controller's escape. Okay. I mean, that's not bad for some removal. It's not bad. Oh no, it's just a sorcery. I thought it was an enchantment. Never mind. It's okay, I guess. Oh, Sphinx Mindbreaker. Or Mindbreaker, I'm sorry. So this is like a mill reanimate kind of card. It's interesting. Stinging Lionfish. Whoa. Whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, you may tap or untap target non-land permanent. It's not bad. Sweet Oblivion. This card looks weird. I mean, either in a milling deck or in a reanimate deck. There it is. Swimmer in Nightmares. Nightmare Merfolk. What a weird combo. Well, that's very, very weird. Thassa. Boy, oh boy. Beginning of your end step, exile target creature, return to the battlefield, tap another target creature. So Thassa's probably getting played. What does Thassa's intervention do? Top X cards, put 2 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library. Thassa's intervention, that's okay. Counter target spell unless its controller pays twice X. That's not a bad spell for mono blue. Holy scheiße. Whoa, this has a win con. That'd be difficult, but doable. Thirst for Meaning seems okay. Let's see. Alrighty. Let's see. Serenity Singer. Flash flying when there's a battlefield. Target creature and opponent controls gets -X, -0, where X is your devotion to blue. Has flying, or flash though, flying. So, probably we'll see play, just for that fact that it has flash. 2-mana flash card. Thrix, the Sudden Storm. Flash flying, spells you cast can't be countered. It costs 1 less and can't be countered. Alrighty, Simic Flash decks. Coming back, super strong, super heavy. This is an Elemental Giant. You know what? This probably goes best actually in a Bont deck, to where you can even abuse the giant element of this. Right? That's not bad. It's not a bad card at all. Whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, draw a card. Holy shiza! Wave Break, Hippocamp. Gonna help with all that. Free spell or ability your opponent control. Counter it unless... For each spell and ability your opponent control, counter it unless its controller pays 4. What? So if your opponent was to draw cards and then activate an ability, could you use Whirlwind and potentially counter both of them? That just seems kind of crazy, if I'm being honest. Alright, so let's look at one of these flash decks, because I think with Theros and Wave Break, we could make something interesting there. Yeah, let's see what we can do with Wave Break, Hippocamp, Thrix, and Wave. Oh, I already said Wave Break. They have it on here twice. Y'all motherfuckers. Alright, so let's go back to deck building. We can clear this out. Let's go. Oh, right. Oops. R first, everybody. R first. Probably want some ops, yeah. Trying to think if this is better in a controlling like Bont style / Azorius or even Dimir maybe, or in like an Izzet. This is very interesting. It's very difficult to think about all the combinations that work well with it as well. Because if you do white, you can utilize the giant aspect of it. Alright, Realm Cloak Giant. Only costs 4. And you get to keep your Theros. Still have to get there. When you get the chance, can you look into a Season of Growth green with some new green enchantments and stuff? You can do mono or add another color. Sure. I guess you counter everything on the stack. Ah, okay. Also, what's up, Mac? Nice to have you out. So you said this... Oh. That does it doesn't cover my face, because it should. Johnny should be covering my face. Vix works well with Kiora, really well, and would do well in a big monster Kiora deck. Yeah, actually. You know what? Yeah, Mac, you have inspired me. Let's keep it simple. Let's not go off the deep end quite yet. So we're gonna go reset all of the filters. Kiora and Nissa, right? Because then Nissa becomes incounterable, doesn't she? 5 or greater? Yeah, where's Nissa who shakes the world? Let's take out this and this, and let's just focus on this combo. The Thrix big creatures deck. We probably want a Great Hinge. Yeah. Then obviously we have some way to get up to here, so. And honestly, we might even want to run some of these. Because if they try to counter our Thrix, we have to be able to counter that, right? Converting mana costs 5 or greater. Let's see. Let's do advanced search. All the colors is fine. Mana cost. Okay, never mind. That's not where we do that. That's for adding like white, red, all that kind of stuff. Equal to, so greater than or equal to 5. We want it only in standard. So 5 mana or more, only in standard. I guess we'll do any colors just to see what our options are. And we want creature. Alright, search with these options. That should only show us things with 5 mana from standard, 5 mana or more from standard, and we'll sort it by color. And so this should be everything that works well with Theros, and then we'll look for creatures with power 4 or greater to work well with Kiora as well. So there's Angel of Grace. Cavalier of Dawn. Tell you what, let's go down to blue-green and see what we've got. We have Agent of Treachery, which would end up only costing 6, but wouldn't draw us a card with Kiora. But it is uncounterable, and again, 6 mana instead of 7, so that's kind of nice. There's Cavalier of Gales. Draw 3 cards, put 2 of them. Not bad. Ends up only costing 4. Does draw us a card. Dream Eater draws his card, has flash, can't be countered, only costs 5, and we get to bounce something that our opponent controls. Okay, so that's it for blue then. So what do we really like from here? We like Cavalier of Gales and we like Dream Eater. Let's see if we can't find green. Green. There it is. So we have Beanstalk Giant. Not bad. Biogenic Ooze only ends up costing 4. Doesn't draw us any cards though. Cavalier of Thorns only costs 4. Ends up ramping us a little bit. Aggressive Mammoth ends up only costing 5. Does draw us a card and gives everything trample. Endurance Forerunners is obviously fantastic. God Eternal Ronas, probably pretty good. Impervious Great Worm ends up only costing 9 instead of 10, and uncounterable. Thorn Mammoth ends up only costing 6, not bad. Wait a minute. It's leaving a lot of cards out. Reset. Theros. Search. CMC. Greater than 4. Alright, and then can we sort this by no. Okay. We have Iron Scale Hydra from the new set. Not bad. Not bad at all, actually. Nessian Boar. It allows our opponents to draw cards, but allows all of our other creatures to get in. Plus this, where X is your devotion to green. Not that good. Cure Best of Sea God could probably go in here. Alright. Go for a Nyx Bloom Ancient deck with this. Let's see. Go Nyx Bloom Ancient. Would we want to go? What? My line of abundance in here, and then also go like Paradise Druids, that kind of stuff. Oh, you know what? Look, forgot Johnny's still over my face. Oh, wrong one. There we go. What deck is this? Run Bioessence Hydra? What website are you using? I'm using Aether Hub to build the decks, and I'm using Scryfall to look at the cards. What deck is this? Yeah, it's like a Simic big creatures deck. What do y'all think? Too spicy? Needs to get toned down a bit? My guy, you're being so silly right now. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have to get too serious about deck creation though until, you know, until later. Right now we're exploring. We're seeing what we can do with the set. Later we'll work out the logistics of it all. I really just want to use Nyx Bloom into something, you know? But like, what do you ever need that much mana for besides a finale? Oh, hold up. This is white, blue, red, green. Okay. Isn't there a card in green? Yeah, Dryad of the Elysian Grove. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Lands you control are every basic land type in addition to their other types. This is really great with the Nyx Bloom Nissa combo. Alright, I need to finish this deck out because I'm getting an idea for another deck. We'll leave it here, and I can always come back and edit it later. Sound like a plan? And we'll need to add in runs, breeding. We'll want breeding pool. Temple of Mystery, and then probably just Forest. Oh wait, we will want yeah. it's fine for now. Like I said, I'm getting another idea. So, what do we call this? Okay, so the cards that I want to focus on is, wow, this, and damn it, there's more dryads than I thought. This. So this will make it to where whenever Nissa taps a land, they'll all be forests, right? And Nyx Bloom will make it to where instead of tapping and adding 2 mana, we tap and add 6. And this is 3 mana, 5 mana, 7 mana. Anyone have any suggestions on how we can get this out? Simic Control sounds better. So Farron, Season of Growth, Green Devotion sounds pretty sick. Mass Manipulation. Ooh, I forgot all about that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I actually need to go add those into that deck. Yeah, I'm very interested in a combination of these 3 cards, but I'm not going to dwell on those. I'm not going to get caught up in it. So let's hold up. Still missing 4 cards from this deck, but I think it looks a lot better. And I'm unsure on the end raise whether or not to keep it. I guess we could do like that and then go with Finale of Devastation. I think I still like this better than what we had. Alright. So yeah, thanks for that. I completely forgot about Hydrocrisis and Mass Manipulation, both of which are very, very key there. Makes a more creature-based Kiora deck much more insane. Nylea. I feel like I've forgotten all about Nylea. Let's see. She's green, 3 mana, yeah. 4 mana, close. As long as your devotion green is less than 5, creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Ooh, really top card of your library. If it's a creature, put it into your hand. Otherwise, you may put it into your graveyard. Yeah, we could build a deck with that. For sure, for sure. Alright, let's see. So, we have a deck for Heliod, right? We need a deck for Thassa. I want to make a deck for every god for sure. We need a deck for Erebos, a deck for the green one, and a deck for Perforos. We can go ahead and work on a Nylea Keen-Eyed deck. So, oh, reset filters. Let's go Theros, green, search, CMC. Alright, so we would want at least 3 copies of her. I like a Rasta, but it seems more like a sideboard card. Like you could sideboard this in for Wicked Wolf or something, maybe? Whoa, Hydra's Growth? What the hell? You put a +1/+1 counter on an enchanted creature at the beginning of your upkeep. Double the number of +1/+1 counters on an enchanted creature. That's really awesome. It's really awesome. Dun, 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 dun. That's a reprint. Messian Wanderer seems okay. Creature and enchantment spells you control can't be countered. Wow. Every land in the XX where trample and haste. Where X is the number of enchantments you control, it's still a land. These are all very interesting. All right. Well, let's look at what we're gonna actually be playing this with. Maybe even 4 copies of Great Hinge, honestly. Especially since we can look at the top card and we can discard it if it is a Great Hinge. Maybe. I think we'll still want Questing Beast. What is it? Thorn Mammoth? I think I'd want at least 3 copies. Go to Goose is probably getting thrown in here. Maybe a Leafkin? Almost dropped that. Might not even need a Leafkin, honestly, though, if this deck like ramps out fine. What is that giant? Overgrown giant or something like that? No, what is that giant's name? Fuck. Let's go here, search. Beanstalk giant. That 7+ isn't completely true because we have 4 copies of Beanstalk Giant, which is also a 3-mana card, so. This card seems interesting. I just don't know if it'll live, you know? If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, add 2 mana, any 1 color instead. It's very interesting. I just don't know, again, if it'll actually live long enough to see effectiveness. Been in and out of the stream. What problem is this? What program is this for deck building? I'm using Aether Hub for the deck for this, and then I'm using Scryfall for going through the other sets and all that. So, yep. Over on Aether Hub, they have a deck builder that you can go to. Maybe just a Nissa, actually. Maybe we could run 26 lands. I feel like there's some cards I'm forgetting, but seems alright. Wait a minute. I'm gonna want some end race forerunners in here for sure. Maybe we only play 24 lands. Figured there'd be a better way to do this. Whoops. Want to try out a Rasta at least a little bit. That's really terrible. I mean, unless you got some land play you're gonna do with the Dryad creature. It doesn't have trample. That's my problem with this card. Alright, we'll call this good for right now. Alright, what else can we do? What else can we do with this set? Yes, I think an Arasta deck would be really cool. Really, really cool. Underworld Ragehound seems okay. Reprint of Thrill of Possibility. Underworld Breach. This is an interesting card. Oh, this is a 4-step lore counter as well. 1, 2, and 3 until end of turn, target creature gains trample and gets +X +0, where X is the number of lore counters on. Okay, so on the first one it gets +1, +2, +3. Target creature you control fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. 3 mana though. 3 mana to give a creature trample and a little bit extra stat boost. It's okay. Gain control of target creature for as long as it remains on the board. That's really good. It's 4 mana though. Until your next turn, creatures your opponent can control attack each combat if able. Each tap creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. The Acron War seems good. Flying double strike on a dragon, 7 mana. Enters the battlefield. Creatures you control gain double strike until end of turn. Terror of Mount Velus. Seems really good. Tectonic Giant, 4 mana giant. Attacks or becomes the target of a spell. Choose one. Deals 3 damage to each opponent. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. Choose one of them until end of turn. You may play that card. Interesting. Storm's Wrath. Each creature and each planeswalker. It's interesting. Storm Herald, any number of auras to the graveyard to the battlefield attached to creatures you control. I think Storm Herald is interesting. Maybe you did like a milling Storm Herald deck, right? Like a mono red discard where you're discarding a whole bunch of auras and then you use Storm Herald to bring them all back. Beginning of each combat, if you control a creature with power for +1/+1. Okay. +1/-1 whenever another creature becomes the target of an ability of a land you control, name. Fight that creature. Wow, that's complicated. Satyr's Cunning, create a 1/1 red satyr. Creature token with this creature can't block. That's weird. Perforos's Intervention. Let's see what Perforos's Intervention is. Create an X1 red elemental creature token with trample and haste. Sacrifice at the beginning. Okay, so if you pay like 5, you're getting a 4/1 with haste. Trample. Does twice X damage to target creature or planeswalker. It's a little expensive, but that doesn't sound bad as far as being able to round out a game in mono red or being able to take out a planeswalker. Seems fine. We have Perforos. Other creatures you control have haste. You may put a red creature card or an artifact creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. So I'm thinking we go for a Perforos kind of deck, right? We could go like Perforos and Runaway Steamkin to help build up the mana. Seems really good. Phoenix of Ash, 3 mana 2/2. It's another Phoenix. Flying haste, gets +2/0 until end of turn, and can escape. +1/+1 counter on it. Ox of Agonies, Agonos, whatever it is. I'm thinking we're gonna make a mono red discard. As battlefield, it deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker and an opponent controls. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1. That's not good. +1 until end of turn. Impending Doom. I like the art for this. It's +3/+3 and attacks each combat if able. When an enchanted creature dies, Impending Doom deals 3 damage to that creature's controller. Battlefield, create a 1/1 red satyr. This creature can't block. What's with these 1/1 satyrs that can't block? If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card until you exile another card with Furious Rise. Controlled. The beginning of your end step. So if both of these are at the beginning of your next end step, you could order them, right? And make this proc before this procs to sacrifice it. Just trying to think here. Your opponent control attack can't block this on that. Okay, that's weird. The initial cost, sacrifice creature deals 5 damage to target creature for 3 mana, not good. Faithful Wind deals 3 damage to any target. Scry 1, not good. Escape velocity has +1 haste. Escape for 2, not really that good. Whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, 1 damage to any target. It's weird for 3 mana. So you could potentially do a Dreamstalker, Manticore, Hippocamp deck, right? Sacrifice an online permanent. If you do reveal cards from the start of your library until you reveal an online permanent, put that card onto the battlefield and the rest onto the bottom. What? 6 mana. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay 3 mana and sacrifice a non-land permanent. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land permanent card. Put that card into the battlefield. I really like this. Has the potential to be very, very strong. Death Bellow Warcry. Wow. Search your library for up to 4 Minotaur creature cards with different names. Put them onto the battlefield and shuffle your library. Damn, we have Minotaurs like that? I mean, it hits the Minotaur Shaman here, but still. Satyr Shaman, when Careless Celebrant dies, it deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on Blood Aspirant. That's not bad. 2 mana tap, sacrifice a creature or enchantment. Blood Aspirant deals 1 damage to target creature. That creature can't block this turn. Blood Aspirant seems really good. Use battlefield, enchanted creature gains first strike until end of turn. A Nex, the demigod for red. An X power is equal to your devotion to red. Okay, whenever an X or another non-token creature you control dies, create a 1/1 red setter token. This creature can't block. If the creature had power 4 or greater, create 2 of those tokens instead. Okay, so where are we at? Let's go Perforos. What? Why is this card? Oh. Okay. Well, we know what it is. So let's add in Perforos. We will add in Dracuseth. Drake. The Dracuseth or Dracuseth? I guess Dracuseth. Yep. Alright, so I can't even read the effect here on this website. That sucks. You put a red creature card or an artifact creature card from your hand onto the battlefield, sacrifice. So 3 mana. Alright, so what do y'all think? Perforos, Dracuseth, Terror, Iron Crag to help us get these out in case Perforos won't. We could play some Shocks and some Lava Cools because we do have 3 of possibility for some card draw. Thinking about Tectonic Giant. It's not a bad card. Oh, Perforos's Intervention might actually make it. Forgot all about it. Oh, hey, there's Perforos. So if I add that in, that's better. Let's see. Hey, just got here. What's the goal right now? Right now, Daniel, we're just building out some decks for tomorrow. I'm kicking it back, taking it easy. Actually, I think I'm about to go take a little bit of a break. We've been live for 2 hours now, and it's actually unhealthy to just sit down and stay sitting for so long. So I think I might get up, go stretch, get a little bit of a snack, take a quick Fires of Invention and the Raise Boar. Oh, yeah, Indra's Forerunners. Yo, you have been on your shit today. Reminded me of all the good stuff. Girl with a New God, Vivian Arcbow Ranger, maybe? Oh, yeah, she's real good, too, because she gives Trample in that mono green Stompy deck. Yo. Yorvo has good Devotion. Forgot all about Yorvo. See what I mean? There's so many fucking cards. This is the thing. Every time a pre-release event comes around, like, my mind, gone. All these, like, I wouldn't say gone, but, like, all these interesting combos, I'm thinking of these, and then there's, like, all of these, you know, which is kind of nice and kind of exciting. Trying to make sure I got all the comments. Have you ever played Star Wars Battlefront 2, Chance? No, I have not, actually. I've heard that the Star Wars Battlefront games, the originals, were really great. I actually do have access to them because I have Origin access, but I have not played them. But yeah, so I think we are going to take a little bit of a break, but that is a great addition there. Fires of Invention and the Raise Boar. Definitely need to happen. And then what was that, the Minotaur thing? Yeah, Dream Shaper Shaman. This was the other one that I wanted to keep in mind. Pay 3, sacrifice a non-land permanent. If you do, reveal cards from the top of the library until you reveal a non-land permanent. Put that card into the battlefield and the rest into the bottom of the library in a random order. This could be really awesome. Alright, enough. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. We're gonna throw up the, well, let's see, do we have a Be Right Back screen? We do. Hey, look at that. Alright, so I'm gonna throw this up. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. We'll be right back with some more awesome brews. Yeah, honestly, y'all have been fucking awesome for this as well. Thanks everybody for coming out and supporting, and yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a great day, so hope to see you all there. Alrighty. We are back. What is up? So, some interesting things while I was away. I've looked at all the cards that are really going to be something. There's a whole lot of these, multicolored cards that I want to take a look at as well. So, a lot of cards in general that we're going to be making decks around. I think instead of actually building out entire decks here like what we're doing, we might go to building out half decks and go from there, because there's so many cards that I want to touch on in so little time. Like Staggering Insight, fantastic card. Devour of Memory, awesome card. Croxa, cool. Clothius, awesome. Calyx, Bronzehead Lion, Kunaros, Theros, Daxos. There's so many cards. This card's really cool. Haktos the Unscarred. Attacks each combat. Enters battlefield to choose 2, 3, or 4 at random. It has protection from each converted mana cost other than that chosen number, which is really strong. Yeah. Uro. Oh, this should go in our Simic deck. I didn't even think about that. Enters battlefield sacrifice it unless it escaped. In this battlefield, you gain 3 life, draw a card, then you may put a land. Yeah, this is a really good card as well. See what I mean? There's so many that, like, I'm afraid I'm not going to get to all of them today. Alright, so let's... I don't want to do this. We have the base for this down, right? It's going to be Perforos into these bigger dragons. So let's go ahead and import this, and we'll call it Perforos Big Red, I guess. That's pretty much what this deck is. So Perforos Big Red. We're not going to finish building all these decks out, but I want to get around to building all the decks that I want to build, you know? 6 damage to be dealt. Okay, so that's more of a flavor card. That's not like a build around kind of card. Mischievous Chimera. Whenever you cast your first spell during your each opponent's turn, do 1 damage to each opponent's crowd. Ooh, I want to do one with this ability. So Mischievous Chimera. Then we have... all the way up here, we have Dreamstalker Manicore, and then all the way up here in blue, we have Hippocamp, something like that. I think it's Hippocamp. Let's see. Yes, clear the deck, reset. Let's go. Hippocamp. Yeah, Wave Break Hippocamp. Whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, draw a card. So we'll go 4 of these. Whoa, damn it, go back. I don't care about the tourney. Well, that's not true. Mischievous Chimera. That's not how you spell mischievous, is it? Thank goodness for autocorrect. And then what was the other one? Dreamstalker? Manicore. Alright, so what about a deck based around these 3 cards, right? Whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, deals 1 damage to any target, draw a card, and deals 1 damage to each opponent and scry 1. And then you go for things like... Opt. Whoa, just 4. Just 4, thank you, please. Ooh, Ionize, right? Negate probably wouldn't be bad. Quench. What is the card? Chemist's Insight, right? Probably wouldn't be bad. And then you have those cards like, what is it? I think it's Throne of Eldraine. It'd be blue. Search this real quick. It's not Throne of Eldraine, actually, I don't think. No, it had to be before this. Maybe Corset 2020? Yeah, with like Bronborn. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, put a +1/+1 counter. Now, obviously, we can go back and cut these, a lot of these numbers later, but what else was there? There was some other creatures with that similar ability of whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, right? Or am I mistaken? Might be mistaken. Let's see, what were the spark? Did you have anything when you cast something during an opponent's turn? Do X thing? No, that's whenever you cast your second spell. That might have been it. That might be all the ones that are dealing with your opponent's turn and casting them. Then, of course, we could do... well, there's Shock. There's an obvious one. What? Oh, Shock, but I want it to be blue. So yeah, you could run Shocks. It's very low to the ground, but gets in its damage in other ways. You would even want something like what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Oh, I can't think of it now. Damn, I really can't think of it. Slaying Fire might not be bad. That's not the card I was thinking of, but it might not be bad. It's instant speed, can potentially deal 4 damage. Some Terramanders might not be bad. And then what is it? It's Steam Vents and all that good stuff. This looks fun, so we'll call it. Is it my turn? Get it? Because it's all spells to play on their turn. Anyways, I wanted to make that before that escaped my mind. So that's that, and that dealt with. What are some other things I need to touch on? Oh, we haven't made a mono black deck yet, and this is certainly something that I want to work with. Right? Ooh, Gravebreaker Lamia, yeah. Lifelink, whenever it enters the battlefield, search your library for a card, put it into the graveyard, then shuffle your library. Spells you cast from your graveyard cost 1 less to cast. So, we go for a Gravebreaker Lamia deck. Spells you cast from your graveyard cost 1 less to cast. So that's escape spells, yeah. That's all the escape spells. That's things like what is it called? The 1 mana skeleton that comes in tapped. I think it was Ravnica Allegiance actually that had it. Let's see. Gutter Bones, there it is. Yeah, so that would cost 1 less, so it only costs 1 mana. What else do we really have that's like pay from the graveyard? You do have the White Angel, Angel of Grace, right? Which I think you exile and it gives you 10 mana. So there's that. What other cards do you have that you can play from your graveyard? You know, I'm realizing there's not a whole lot of escape cards in mono black. That might be the reason. Pharika's spawn is interesting because whenever it escapes, granted it is a 6-mana escape, but it does make your opponent sacrifice something, and it comes down as a 5/6. So for 6 mana, you get to remove something and you get a creature. Oh, that's good. Underworld Sentinel. Whenever Underworld Sentinel attacks, exile target creature card from your graveyard. Underworld Sentinel dies, put all cards exiled with it onto the battlefield. That's interesting. Alright, so let's just go for kind of the straightforward thing here. Alright, so we would want Erebos for sure. Probably a Yara. That would honestly greatly help with Erebos. And then back over here, we would want Woe Strider, I think. And what's that 2-mana Finlurker? Yurok's Finlurker. Probably want some of those. Some Orzhov Enforcers wouldn't be bad, I don't think. What was that card I was literally just talking about? Gutterbones. And obviously you could run this with Cat, right? With a whole bunch of Witch's Oven and Cauldron Familiars. Ooh. Oh, there's also that removal. What is it? What is it? Drag to the Underworld. Yeah, that'll probably be pretty good. copies of that. What's that card from Eldraine? Let's see. No, not Theros, damn you. Throne of Eldraine. It's can't think of it. I'm gonna think of it as soon as I find it too. Oh, there it was. Foreboding Fruit. Maybe it's not that good. Maybe I just really like it. Alright, tell you what, this is good enough. It's mono black Erebos. Actually, we already know it's on mono black, so we'll just call it Erebos Aristocrats. Alrighty. Now, a lot of these aren't going to be finished, but again, that's not what we're concerned with. What we're concerned with is the starting piece, right? Oh, we forgot Nightmare Shepherd. Yeah, we have to go back and add that in for sure. There. 2 copies will be fine. We'll save it there, and we can go back and check it out later. I want a deck with Underworld Sentinel. I want to figure out how to make this card work. Whenever Underworld Sentinel attacks, exile target creature card from your graveyard. Underworld Sentinel dies, put all cards exiled with it onto the battlefield. So what I'm originally thinking is, like, we try to mill ourselves, we get this down. Then how do we guarantee it gets to attack, you know? Like, how do we guarantee that it doesn't die, it gets to swing in multiple times? Because it only swings in twice, like, But if we can swing in even 3 times, you know, exile 3 creatures with it, that's really, really good. Maybe that's a question for another day. Another time on my mind. Alright, so what else do we have? We have Kroxa. Sacrifice enters battlefield or attacks. Discard a card, then each opponent who didn't discard a non-land loses. Ooh, we could have a discard deck. That seems fairly easy and fairly good for this set. Exile target card from a graveyard. If it was a land, add everything, otherwise you deal 2 damage. I want an Theros deck. What's the 4-mana Wrath from this set? Shatter the Sky. That's right. Oh. I could play Erebos in this deck as well. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Let's see, where's Erebos? Erebos. This is going to be on one of your creatures or on one of theirs, so it's actually better if you don't play any creatures in, right? So you just put counters on theirs, kill their creatures. Oh, this doesn't actually kill the things with coin counters, though. Duh, chance. Okay, so then we can... Ooh, I still wanted the Oath of Kaya. I still think that's good. So, at the beginning of your end set, put a coin counter on another target creature. Yours or theirs. And whenever it dies, it comes back to the battlefield under your control. So we'd want some like white and black creatures with end of the battlefield effects. It's very difficult. Building a deck like this, it's very like here, there, and everywhere. feel like this might be better in a 3-color deck than a 2-color deck, actually. Although then it takes away the effectiveness of Kai's Wrath. Very difficult. Very, very difficult indeed. So, like, I'm thinking about Abzan and what all we could do with it there. Because Abzan would allow us to ramp up, keep mana, like, in the appropriate colors. Oh, you know what else we can do? We can copy these. Alright, hold up. Change of plans. What is that card called? It's not Mirror Image. Son of a bitch, why can't I think of any of these card names? Was it 2020? I don't think it was. I think it was not Throne of Eldraine. I think it was War of the Spark. Oh yeah, it was. Where is this card at? Spark Double. Yeah. Alright. So you can Spark Double on your Theros, yeah? You can Spark Double on any of your gods, because they're creatures. I feel like we need more creatures in this. Ooh, what's that? Mirror Maid? Is the whole list out? Yes, the whole list of cards is out. It is indeed. But Mirror Maid can't copy a Theros without it having to sacrifice. Because it doesn't remove the legendary part like Spark Double does. I think this is the general direction, but y'all understand the concept, right? We get down Ethereos, we try to spark double the Ethereos, we have multiple Ethereos down, putting multiple coin counters on things, and then we wipe it, and then we get all those things back on our side. So I think a decent way to like end this out would either be here, right? Or here. But both of those are very costly, and I'm not quite sure on like the efficiency of this deck, right? I'm gonna export it anyways as is, and I'm gonna call it Theros copies. That'll do it for that one. So many decks to build. So little time. Alright, so I think there's a room for Azorius Flyers, but it doesn't have to be weenies. Because we have Dream Trawler, we have Staggering Insight, we have some good stuff here. Good stuff here. I want to make something out of Enigmatic Incarnation. Shadow Spear. Shadow Spear is going to be so insane. I think this is going to be the key to the meta here, actually. Well, rather the aggro, the creature side of the meta. Alright, let's figure something out with this Enigmatic Incarnation. It's 4 mana. Oh my goodness. So it's not even cheap. Okay. Let's clear this. Let's look at Enigmatic Incarnation. I think I would want some of these. The Twice Favored. Was RNA the one that did adapt? Yeah, it was. Try and find some cool adaptabilities. We're gonna like have to build this deck backwards. There's Skatewing, which is okay. It was kind of cool. But we'd really want like Growth Chamber, Incubation, Shark to Crab. What? There it is. Yeah. So the Shark Crab would allow us basically, whenever we have it down, if we can play an enchantment, then we can put a counter on it and it gains flying, so it gets to adapt and do all that fun stuff. And then for our enchantments, we would do things such as there's Wishing Well. What? Why is it not Wishing Well. Witching Well. It's not wishing, it's witching. Dumbass chance. Well, what's a 3 mana enchantment that we could remove to get Shark Crab down? Ooh, I know it. Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Damn it. I think it's in Throne of Eldraine. I think they reprinted it in Eldraine. It's not one that y'all are thinking of. I can almost guarantee that. Really? It's not in Eldraine? I don't think it was Corset, was it? Oh, it might have been Corset. Not Gift of Paradise. It's the other one that is very equivalent to Gift of Paradise, but it's not Gift of Paradise. No way it was all the way back in RNA. No way. Do y'all know what card I'm talking about yet? Oh my goodness. Alright, tell you what. Let's do... I'm gonna find it. New Horizons! That's it. Because New Horizons will allow us to activate our Incubation Druid, and when we sacrifice it, we can get a Shark to Crab. Interesting. I think it's interesting. Oh, but Witching Well is an artifact. It's not an enchantment. Right. So let's get Witching Well out of here. Let's see. We'll go up and do an advanced search here. Let's do, we want blue-green enchantments from everything in standard. So blue-green, including these. Type enchantment. Blue-green enchantments from everything in standard. Search. I did that wrong. At most these colors. And search. See if that gets us. Yeah, okay. We want to sort it by CMC. Converted Mana Coast. Alright, so this should be all of our enchantments, the lowest cost in standard. +2/+0 has tap, draw a card, then discard a card. We have Casmina's Transmutation, but if we sacrifice that, then the opponent gets their creature back. You know what? I think I've been looking at this all wrong. I don't think you want to go down with this. I think you'd rather go up. Although, I guess our little base here isn't bad. Little base of operations. Alright, let's look at the rest of the enchantments, see what we have to work with here. Oh, that's it. That's all the blue-green enchantments in standard. Outside of Theros. Yikes. Oh, but you know what? This also works with enchantment creatures, so that's That's a whole nother level to this. Oh, there's Willow Wolf Haven. Or Wolf Willow Haven, I'm sorry, I said that completely backwards. The first Aron games? Aron? This is all very interesting. The more I look at this set, the more I'm like, man, this is all so connected. Maybe it's not as good as I originally anticipated it would be. But hey, that's a lot of decks, right? Oh, that's a really good sideboard card. Mystic Repeal. Put a god on the bottom of its owner's library. Boop. Alright. Well, we still have the base for this. We're going to call it Tropia Enchantments. Or Enigmatic Incarnation Enchantments. I don't know. I feel like that deck needs more to it, though. Four Minotaur cards with different names, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. How many Minotaurs are there, though? How many Minotaurs in Standard are there? Holy shit, it's 8 o'clock? Nobody told me. I've been live for 3 hours. Not sure what you worked on so far, but what about Simic Ascendancy with Hydras? Yeah, I was actually just thinking about that. Let me get this back to where we're actually at. I was thinking about a Simic Ascendancy alongside this card, right? Wait, where'd it go? Simic Ascendancy along with this card, right here. Haha. So, Hydra's Growth, whenever it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on the enchanted creature, and then at the beginning of each of your upkeeps, double the number of +1/+1 counters on enchanted creature. So, say you just throw this on an already Hydroid Crisis, right? Bring it up from a 6/6 to a 7/7, then on the next turn it becomes a 14/14, on the next turn it becomes a 28/28, 56/56, 112, you know. So, yeah, I've definitely thought about that. We could do that. Do we have enough cards to play it? Enough cards to play what? Look for stuff that does something and then just sits. Wishing Well is an artifact. Yeah, I know, Willie Smith. Fucked myself over with that. Yeah, Prime Speaker Vanafor and Neoform do the same trick, and it is better. But if there's a new like mechanic, I want to try and work with it. Pretty sweet, and I think the counters trigger it when the Hydras enter. Yes, they trigger the Simic Ascendancy, if that's what you're talking about. Yes, it's very niche. It is, Mac. It is very niche. But yeah, we could do that real quick. So let's see. Oh no, I want to reset. I want to do this. Just figure if I type in Hydra, it would bring up everything.